Okay, so in our last video, we inserted the content. We've got our header image, we've got our banner image, we've got a heading, we've got some text, and we've got a footer that's containing a little copyright statement. And what we're aiming to do is to take it to this point. So we'll notice, let's describe what this page looks like. Okay, so the images are centered with everything. The text flows to the same width as those images, and essentially the whole thing is centered. And there's a background color and a bit of a border down there on the article. And we've changed the text to white as well. So by default, HTML goes with black on white, and so you have to set those settings yourself. So the way we do this is we have a separate file which we link to from our HTML that describes these kinds of things, and we can do that in the design view still. So I'm just going to close down the insert tab for now, and then we'll see the CSS styles panel, at the bottom of which we've got new CSS rule. Now we haven't actually got a file created yet, but the first time we do so, we can tell it that we don't want it to go into this document only, but we want it to go into a new style sheet file. Now we're going to be looking for a tag. We might as well create it around the body to start off with, and we can set rules for every tag that we've used. We can set for identifiers when we get to that point, and we can also create classes, which is a more abstract concept which we will handle a little bit later on. So I click OK, and then what I'll do is it'll ask me where I want to call my style sheet file and where I want to save it. So I'm going to save it in CSS. I'll call it main2 on account of the fact I've already got a main file in this folder. I'll save that, and then it brings up a dialog asking me what I want to do with the body tag. Well, I could set the font family, I suppose. So I'll go with, I think in that example, we went with probably Palantina liner type. I think in this case I'll go with one I've created myself, which has got Garamond Pro, Cambria Times, New Roman Times. Okay, we'll be able to see the difference between the two. In fact, I might avoid that. I think I'll go with Georgia Times, New Roman Times for now. Apply and see the typeface there. Okay, I can set a background color if I'd like. So I might just set a background color at this point of black. I'm going to set the width of this to the same size as my images. So I'm going to set it to 1000 pixels. I'm going to tell it that its margin is going to be auto. I can get that from the drop down. What that serves to do is it'll set the width of the body essentially to 1000 pixels, which restricts everything within that tag. So that restricts everything in the document. Setting the margin to auto will then mean that there is a margin either side of the body tag, essentially centering everything, or centering the elements at the very least. And that will do for now. So I click apply and then OK. And we'll just have a look at that. You see, you can't see the text. And in my other example, I've actually got a white body background. So I might actually change the background to white, and we will add the color to the article instead. But now you can see the way that the text looks. So if I save, what I need to do is I need to save all. I can go back to the browser window if I've got it open and press F5, and it will refresh. So the page already is starting to look a little bit more neat and tidy, I'll add a new rule and look for the article tag. So again, tag, looking for article. There's a drop-down menu, so you can just find it, define it in whichever sheet you want to. Okay, and with that one, I will then change the background color to be something along the lines of the blue that we had. I think I'll just go back in again, use the color wheel. That'll allow me to be a bit more specific about the color and the shade of that color. Okay, I can even create a custom color if I wish, so that I can remember that color. Okay, apply. There's the color. I'll click OK on that. Actually, what I'll also do is in the box, I'll add some padding. So I'll say for the right and left, 4 pixels. I don't really need anything at the top. Apply that, and you'll notice that what happens is everything goes a little bit out of sync, because now I've made everything inside of the article pad in. And in second thoughts, if we take that away, we will do that on the section instead, so that we're not affecting the image. So I'll click OK on that again. Save all again, which there's a shortcut for now. F5, starting to look a bit tidier. I'll then add a rule for section. Click OK. And there I will put my padding 4 and 4 and apply. And that has changed the way that the text appears inside of that section. Okay. Save all. Have a quick look in here, F5. So if you just notice around this area, when I refresh it with F5, everything moves in a little bit, with the exception of the heading, because I've changed the section and not the heading, but I can add it to the heading too. So it's just little increments like this that start to make it look like a page coming together. To all intents and purposes, there isn't an awful lot of difference between this example and the last, with the exception of the margins between the article and the image and the header, which is something we can address at a later point. In fact, we could put a background color on the header initially, so tag and then header. Just a quick background color, well, to black, mean that then looks a little bit smarter already. Okay, so before I stop this video, let's have a quick look at the CSS behind it, see what it looks like. You'll see that it's slightly different from HTML, but essentially what you've got is a rule, and the rule has a selector. So in this case, all I've selected are tags. So these are all tags. The tag is the selector, and then between some curly brackets are the properties that we're going to affect. So here are the properties: font family, background color, margin, width, and the values. As you can see there, hexadecimal color for the color, and we've got a list of font names. Those that are installed on the machine come up in blue. You also get ones that maybe are specific to an operating system, which would come between speech marks, and it's a sequential order. It will choose whichever one is available towards the left. Okay, and I'll leave it there for now.